Guys, this is Shade. I'm doing a Dauntless reverse profile. I just made it roughly a week, but yeah. I didn't really play it much. Ash did though, and from what I heard, it went alright, so yeah. Here we go. I'm assuming I start with a Conroe. Conroe, oops. I think it should still be okay. Okay, we're good. Okay. Yeah, start with Conroe because you can basically search whatever you need. Booster or 10k attacker. Gatling Claw, what else? Perfect Shield, you know, whatever. And at worst, he's a 5k booster, and you know, everybody uses Conroe basically, so most people do at least. Then for triggers, I run 4 draw, 3 Steel Dragon ones, which are basically Margles, and a Gatling Claw. I guess you could switch this however you want. I think the 8 crit 4 draw is a pretty standard crit draw, but yeah, you can mix these. You can also run the 5k draw, any of them, but I think the utility is a lot better. Then, like I said, I run 8 crit and 4 heal. Self-explanatory. Then for grade 1s, I run 2 of the Calamity Tower Wyrens, and they are Soul Blast 2, draw a card. They're like the Rising Phoenix, I believe it is, for Narukami. It's pretty good. It's basically like a Conroe that gives you a card. So normally you want to throw it behind either a grade 3 on the side or a 12k attacker. And, well, you can't really hit cross rides with that, but decent amount of times you won't be against cross rides, so it doesn't matter. Then I run the 10k attacker, 4 of those, 4 bars, 4 perfects. Bar is pretty much the best booster in Kagero. I mean, other, like, I guess other, what is it called? Archetype decks don't really use 8k attackers all the time, but Kagero, you normally can throw a bar in it because you just can. 8k attackers are really good behind break rides that hit 13, and that's Dauntless, and cross rides they'll hit 21 as well, because most Vanguards you play against will be at 11. I mean, nowadays there's going to be a whole bunch of cross rides, but 21's still a good number, I guess. And when you're not, you have this anyway. And then when you are versing a cross ride, this is a perfectly fine column of 18. And I run 4 perfects. I would consider running 3 quintet, or 3 perfects and a quintet eventually, but so far you don't really have that many counterblast to throw away because you have a Conroe and Dauntless reverse and Berserk Dragon. The grade 2s I run is these 3 Berserk Dragon, 4 Nahalem, and 4 Dominant Drive Dragon. Dominant Drive is just the standard 12k attacker for the archetype of Dominant or Drive Dragon or Dauntless. That's it, Dauntless. Then we have Nahalem. You can use any 10k; it doesn't really matter. And the last one is a Berserk Dragon, which don't ever, or try not to at least, put the Calamity Tower Wyvern behind him, but I mean, if you put anyone else, it should be fine. And use this, you can kill Vanguard booster or pesky Toms or anything. Basically, kill anything like 2 or less that's bothering you. Only for the low cost of 2 counterblast. Then for the grade 3s, obviously I run 4 Dauntless and 4 Dauntless reverse. Dauntless, let's talk about him first. He's pretty much, I'm going to say, the best break ride even when the Overlord comes out, because he can just go to, getting a stand for a break ride's really good. So, I mean, combined with Overlord reverse, this guy isn't amazing, but I mean, for most Kagero decks, this guy will be the one you run. You'll get 2 attacks, just discarding 3, and you got draw triggers, so that's not too bad. And then, you know, you'll hit 13 plus the bar, 21. I actually don't really like his plus 2000 effect because it's more difficult than other ones of just attacking Vanguard or getting boosted, but if you have more rear guards, it is more. It's not that difficult, but hey, whatever. And the last grade 4 is what this deck is meant to do. The Dominant Dragon Reverse, its effect is Counterblast 1, Lock 1, and when you drive check, if it's not a trigger, basically, you can kill a grade 1 or less and give this +3, which makes your opponent think more, because if you get a trigger in this, it's +8,000. You can do some things with that, you know, depending on what you're hitting. You can only be used once a turn, but it's like a buff, so you only need it once a turn. It gets the cross-ride effect, so it's 13 base when you cross-ride, obviously. He's not bad. I think if this came out before Nouvelle, it'd be a lot better, but if you can afford Nouvelle, I'd just go for that. It's a lot better than this deck, but well, this one kills a lot more if they don't use Nouvelle's active, I guess. Because, you know, you blow up stuff with, you kill their triggers, or not triggers, you kill their grade 1s and boosters, so this feels like a bit defensive, I guess, because, you know, when you kill their boosters, you can put out less guard to guard everything. Then you have Berserk Dragons, so Dominant is 1, Berserk Dragons 2, and Conroe's 1, so you have a decent amount of counterblast to use everything. Normally when you play this guy, you'll probably win or lose within like 3 turns, because it's the 4th turn if you cross-rid, I guess at normal times, or on the 4th turn. Because you'll run out of counterblast, you'll either guard more or they'll just push through it and kill you, so. Well, that's most decks when you cross break ride or break ride. You'll probably lose within a few turns, or win within a few turns. So. Well, thanks for watching. I would recommend this deck if you can't afford Nouvelle, or you can put in the extra amount of money to get Nouvelle. But there's also the Dragonic Overlord Reverse, or Rebirth, or whatever, coming out soon. And I think that'll be a fun deck. I'm thinking of personally running 3 Nouvelle, 3 Overlord Reverse, and then 3 Overlord Break Ride. You guys might see that profile in a bit when I make it. Thanks for watching, guys.